the airport to jump on a plane to Bermuda. It's a rainy morning. The lovely Jessica is taking my wife and I to Charlotte Douglas. We're going to fly to Bermuda and check out the local car culture. Where I hear it's mostly electric cars over there, so we're going to find out. Okay, here we are inside Charlotte Douglas. You ready to go look at cars in Bermuda?
I reckon.
All right, so we made it through security into Charlotte, got on the plane, now we're in Bermuda. Made it through their security, and now we are looking for a taxi cab, I guess. Our place is 14 miles away. And as usual, when I travel, I like to check out the local car culture. So that's what I'm going to focus on.
Toyotas and Hyundais.
Sounds like little diesel minivans and stuff like that.
They come to us.
So we're in a Hyundai van.
It's hot.
It's hot.
How are you today?
Doing good, doing good.
Where you guys over here?
The reef.
On the southern side.
We don't probably care much about rock jumping.
Yeah, but now you might get adventures, eh? This is the work done. A full beach water.
Okay. Is this where we decide if it's pink?
Yeah, all the beaches you decide how to do.
Slight.
This is the extra horse.
Got a little electric car in front of us that sits front and rear.
Right.
Said they have side to sides as well.
Yeah, they have side by side.
So that's the first kind of cool car that I've seen on the island, I guess. So we're at the Reefs Resort in Bermuda. It's the first morning. They have this awesome breakfast buffet out by the seashore. Stop. Don't show him away. These birds are trying to steal Kim's food.
It's about 10 of them over there on the ground.
They're not coming near me. Kim must be prettier.
They know you're mean.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Here he is again on the other side.
He's trying to be sneaky. He's going to attack me in a minute, and I'm going to have to.
Okay, we're here in Bermuda. We have rented a double scooter. We're going to go riding the island. A lot of noise out here. And so this is the local car culture so far. Well, we've rented this scooter and it's working out really good. It reads kilometers. We was running top speed about 60 kilometers over here. I think the speed limit on the whole island's like 22 mile an hour. And we're at some church right now. Not much car culture here on the island. One of the cab drivers yesterday told us that there was actually a classic car show on the island over the weekend before we got here. They have a thing called Bermuda Day. It's the same weekend as our Memorial Day weekend. And he said maybe some of those cars are left on the island, so maybe we'll see if we can find them. There's our little scooter. Just centrifugal clutch, it just goes. Really easy to drive. Right now Kim is checking out this church or cathedral, whatever you want to call it. This island is very hilly. It's some kind of little parade going on, and these kids come down this, between those two houses, and he come flying down through there on his bike and panicked. Didn't realize how to stop the bike, and he hit that brick wall down there on the other side of that bush. Hit his face against it right as we got here. Bloodied him all up, and I was just getting off the scooter. I could have grabbed him if I could have thought fast enough. Yep. Well, it's not a car, but it's got a steering wheel. Big cannon. A lot of little Suzukis like this on the island. Of course, that belongs to the island, but that's mostly what's here. Little Kias and little tiny vans like that one down there. Maybe that's a Subaru or Mitsubishi. A lot of these little rentals like that, sit one behind the other. Little electric. I'm sure they're probably on golf cart drivetrains. Well, they're gone. I didn't get a very good video of that, but anyway, yeah, that's I don't know what that is. That's a Mazda. Yeah. A little Mazda van. I've seen a couple BMWs, but not many. Here we are on some beach. What is this beach? Well, we did find a Mustang on the island. All right, so we still excuse me. We're still combing the island looking for cool cars. Haven't seen much of anything except for the little small vans and the little electric cars. Still hoping to see something, but we have found some cool cemeteries. What is this one?
Royal Navy.
The Royal Navy. Huge. Scoozy again.
Years old. One of them back there didn't have a name. It was just found drowned in Bermuda. 26 years. $23
Ain't even got started yet, had they? Bunch of young kids in here, buried, dead from war. Just walking through this cemetery and seeing all the young ages. Most of everyone that I can read is younger than 30. Common age of 21 to 26 years old. Makes me feel real fortunate to Be privileged enough to make it 51 years. There's one that's 58 years. That's the oldest one I've seen in here. All right, this is Glass Beach right here. But I walked over here to video this. This is quite possibly the coolest little vehicle that I've seen on the island yet. Got a motorcycle front end with a carriage on the back. Really clean. I don't know what model that is. I mean, it's just, it's not really a motorcycle as much as it is a big scooter. I'm not familiar with the brands and the models over here. I'm sure it's probably some kind of Chinese stuff. It actually says, that's water cooler. I don't know, it just don't say, but it looks Chinese-ish. It's neat though. I would drive that around town. Really cool. All right, so I've got, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we're flying back. So I've got the rest of the day and then 3 more days to find something cooler than that. Oh, you got reverse. That's great. Yeah, I just talked to the gentleman that owned the bike, and he was really happy that I thought that it was cool. Hey, y'all be careful. He wanted me to be impressed that it had reverse. Okay, so now we're going down these uneven steps to Glass Beach. I don't know why this is Glass Beach, but I guess we'll find out. Probably glass bottles and stuff washed up on the broken glass or something. I think they had a Glass Beach in Hawaii. Dang, look at this, look at that babe I found on the beach. Wow. All right, so we're out at the shipyard. There's cruise ships, Norwegian and I don't know, Liberty of the Sea or whatever that's called, but still just checking out the local car culture. I'm looking at this thing and it's a Hyundai with different colored doors, hood, mirror. So obviously it's been pieced together. So there's some kind of car enthusiasts on the island. And then what is this? What is this with the lion symbol? What is that? Is that a Maserati? I don't remember what that. It's not Maserati. It's like I got to figure that out. But that's a cool little car. I don't remember what that lion stands for. I'm gonna find out. Okay, so I found this little Hyundai. Obviously somebody is enthused in their vehicle. It has this thing across the top that says Last Warrior. And they've got some pinstriping on it and stuff. Nice wheels. Little Indian. What model is it? It's the Venue. See, we have those back home. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So here again we have this emblem, and we did look it up. That is Peugeot. But that looks kind of sus, like I've seen that around our area. I'm thinking Peugeot's just badging some stuff. Now here's a cool old bus, a double-decker. It's not in service anymore, but air conditioning's running on it. It's got a window unit. So I guess that's like somebody's living in it, or it's maybe a food truck. Hey, sorry. So here's another one of these little Mazda vans, but what I noticed is it's got a dually rear end under it. I guess that's like the little heavy duty Mazda hauler van with the dually rear end under it, the little cute dually with 14-inch tires. So I've been seeing these on the island. They're really cool. It's a Suzuki Jimny all grip, little Jeepish looking thing. Right hand drive, looks brand new. That's really cool. Did you get the charger? You filming? Put it down there in front of me and film my face. No, you got to reverse it. We're just scooting around the island looking for
Continue on to Somerset.
cars and such. Or I am. Kim's looking for, what are you looking for? The lighthouse?
I'm looking for the lighthouse and I'm looking for safety.
Looking for the lighthouse. We're putting around
In a quarter mile.
15 miles per hour and she thinks we're in a Tom Cruise movie or something.
We are.
Oh my gosh. He cannot, he keeps walking it. Somebody's losing a toe today. No, it's not. I love it. I mean, it's... So this is a little electric car that you can rent. Zero Junior. It's a Tazari. Tazari Electric. Little electric cars you can rent here. Cute. Tazari Electric. Morning. This one right here is one of the, let's see, driver sits beside, what do you call that, inline seating maybe? I think I'd almost rather be on the scooter than in this little thing. Of course, you wouldn't get wet, but I just doubt there's any air conditioning in that thing. I mentioned this is a hilly island. Very hilly.
Train before you come. That looks like crap.
It's horse poop. That's horse poop. Or donkey one. So here we are on the railway trail. This used to be a railroad that connected one end of the island to the other, I guess. And we just happened upon this. A little bit of car culture. Well, anyway, it was a Peugeot van that was missing its wheels. And then I was trying to video it, but we were not really confronted by a local, but the local standing out there trying to talk to us, so I wasn't able to film very much of it. Tunnels. This is really a rocky island and hilly. Pretty crazy. But with the van, I was just kind of reminded that we're not in Kansas anymore. What? None of the bridges are named.
Remain.
Oh, remain. Okay, we're continuing on the railway trail. Things aren't real clearly marked, but had to get off of the main trail on the crude sidewalk along the road, but here continues the railway trail. Looks like a Dodge Dakota here. Somebody was fixing up at one point. Looks like it was probably a pretty sweet truck at one time. Looks like it says auto colors. But now we're back over here where this Peugeot van was, missing the wheels. Don't know if this is a car guy back here that just works on them in his little cul-de-sac, or if somebody stole the wheels off of that little van. Hard to say.
There's just the car culture right down there.
Oh man.
Go down in there.
Kim found, oh wow, Kim found an old carriage down there. Like a horse-drawn buggy down in the woods down there. It's so thick though, and I'm sure that's private property. I don't want to go down there and mess around too much, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. So you just got to be looking. There's another one right there. You can see the wood spoke wheels, or it looks like iron spoke, but a couple of old horse-drawn carriages. There's an old boat turned over right there. There's something with a wheel on it right there. Frame, tree grown up around the frame. Probably just some old truck. Came upon this cat, he scared me. It's like a little panther. I was wondering what kind of wild animals were on this island. I know he's not wild, but we haven't seen anything but birds and lizards. Probably one of the hottest cars on the island that I've seen is that BMW right there. Little two-door hatchback job. I'm not sure what model that is, but I know that's probably a collectible little BMW. I'll have to look up the model of that later. Yep. All right, so we are across the street from the resort we're staying in. You can just see the rooftops. It's kind of on a, it is. This resort sits on the edge of a cliff. And then we are actually waiting on the bus today. We're going to use the bus. We got rid of our scooter yesterday. So this bus will take us into Hamilton. And I was checking out this little tiny Hyundai. I don't know what kind of Hyundai that is, but there's a lot of little cars like that on the island. A lot of scooter traffic. A lot of Kias. A lot of Kias and Hyundais. Hyundais, however you want to say it. And a lot of Suzukis. I'm kind of partial to the Suzuki. That little blue thing up there is a Suzuki. I like those because we used to use those Geo Metros and the Chevy Sprints with the 3-cylinder engines in them, and they had Suzuki engines, and they really lasted if you treated them right. I guess we're in the town of Hamilton, and this has to be the scooter capital of the world. There's kind of a cool one right there. That's probably the coolest little bike I've seen on the island, actually. So this little car here is a Renault French. I noticed it only has 3 lug wheels, kind of like the old Peugeots. All right, so this is our last day here. It's been raining all day. We're just now getting out for roads are flooded. Had to go around that through those trees. Uh-oh, better catch up with her. Looks like the trail's pretty flooded down here in the bottom, but there's a way around it, no problem. Just walk right around it. We wanted to come back down this trail because there's a trail that cuts off of this trail that goes up to that lighthouse. It's a real steep climb. I wanted to do that before we left. We've already been up to the lighthouse. We rode the scooter up there. But when I noticed this trail the other day, I knew I had to come back and try it. We may get rained on. Okay, Gibbs Hill Lighthouse. So there's the trail leading up to it. There's the lighthouse way up yonder. I don't know if it's just straight up or if it winds. We're gonna find out. Okay, so it turns into really a rough trail, which is fine. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm kind of glad it turned into something like this. Well, we can't be disappointed.
Yeah, so that when we come back, I'll slide all the way down on my...
Yeah, we'll be like that movie, Jewel of the Nile. Oh yeah, Romance in the Stone, where they slide down the jungle.
These are wet leaves.
Maybe there'll be some cool cars at the top. It just goes straight up. I'm sure it just is straight up all the way to the lighthouse. Okay, there is some stairs way up there. Up there. Some little side trails. They're telling where they go. Probably some homeless guy. Some homeless guy's tent. All right, that was a good climb. Now we're up here where we can see. And there is the lighthouse. On this spot, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II paused for a while to admire the view. Wednesday, the 24th November 1953. Looks like the lighthouse is closed. I don't know. It's 4 o'clock here in Bermuda in the evening. So, and it's a windy day. So either maybe they don't let people go up on a windy day, or they close at 4 o'clock. Hard to say. I didn't have my heart really set on climbing it anyhow. It's not that far, but you can see it just as well from the bottom. Well, we're in the airport at Bermuda, waiting on our flight to Charlotte. This trip has come to an end. I guess the hunt for the coolest car is over. Honestly, there's not that many cool cars on the island. But I guess to these people, it is what it is. It's what they have, and they seem to be very happy with what they have here. The flight to Philadelphia arrived and turned around and went back. They didn't even land. They turned around and went back to Philly. So these people that are trying to get back to Philadelphia are pretty upset. We are flying back to Charlotte, thankfully. I don't know what's going on with that plane. They blamed it on the weather, but the weather's not that bad. It's not any worse than it was when we landed here. It's just a little rainy. Not even a full-on rain, just mist. But anyway, I guess we've seen Kias and Hyundais and Mazdas and Hondas and Peugeots and everything in between. A couple Chevrolets, I didn't post those. The Chevrolets that are here are either the Spark or the Track. Or Tracks, I guess that's what it's called. And those are pretty common at home, so I didn't film those. But anyway, I would come back here. If I came back to this island, I would probably not stay in a resort. I would probably stay like in an Airbnb or something small that I could rent. And just go ahead and get a couple of scooters for the whole week. Or maybe one of the little electric cars, because there's not much room for parking anywhere you go. So you want something small. The roads are small. The sidewalks are inconsistent. You may as well forget about walking the places you need to go. Bus travel is slow but reasonable. You could probably use the bus cheaper than you could rent a scooter or a car, but you're stuck with their schedule, and then you are stuck with some walking. So the scooter, I think, gives you the best independence as far as traveling and seeing the things you need to see. What else can I say? This is an unseasonably rainy time that they're having. This is usually their drier season. but there's no fresh water on the island. There's no springs, there's no wells, there's no rivers, so they are totally dependent on rainwater for their fresh water to drink and use. So I know they're grateful for all the rain. So I guess that's it. I appreciate y'all watching. We will try to keep producing videos for y'all to watch. Thank you.